Recently, I was sick with COVID. And so, while navigating the brutal fevers and chills, I decided to watch the final season of the 90s anime Sailor Moon, the Sailor Star season. After watching it, I got inspired. Really, really inspired. So here we are. Also, I love Sailor Moon, and it means so much to me. Interestingly, as much as I love it, I've never watched the last season. The Star season wasn't dubbed in English until a few years ago, and I just now got around to watching it. Before we take a bite, I want to put out a disclaimer. I don't intend to go too deep with spoilers. That being said, I will be discussing some major plot elements, so there will be spoilers. Also, this season is divided into 2 arcs. The first 6 episodes are an intro and self-contained arc. The remaining 28 episodes adapt the Star's arc from the manga. This review will be focusing on those last 28 episodes. In addition, all of my thoughts and reviews will be based on the English dub adaptation that was released between 2018 and 2019 by Viz Media. It's safe to assume that most of you watching this already know what Sailor Moon is. But in case you don't know, Sailor Moon is an extremely popular and iconic franchise that debuted in the 90s. It began as a Japanese manga series or comic book series that eventually got adapted into an even more popular anime series. Created by Naoko Takeuchi, the franchise spanned an anime series that lasted for 5 seasons with 200 episodes, several movies, live-action adaptations, a second anime adaptation, numerous soundtrack albums, and tons of merchandise, which has helped it become a multi-billion-dollar media franchise. In this review, I will be looking and talking about how the Star season took everything we know about Sailor Moon and fucks it up. In a good way. Sailor Moon follows a teenage girl who has the ability to transform into a superhero with magical abilities. She, along with her team of other magical girls, fight crime and defend Earth and the surrounding universe from overtly sexualized bad guys, bad girls, and everything in between. The plot of Season 5 isn't very different than what we're used to. You have the Sailor Guardians fighting against an enemy that wants to take over the world, or at the very least change it as we know it. To do this, they seek out and harm innocent people with the goal of finding a special item that can be used to take over. All normal Sailor Moon stuff. A major addition we have this season that we didn't have before are the Starlights. They are Sailor Guardians from outside the solar system. We quickly learn they are trying to prevent the season's enemy, Sailor Galaxia, from gaining power over Earth. On top of that, ultimately, what brings them to Earth is their search for their missing princess, who may hold the power that can prevent Sailor Galaxia from getting what she wants. One of the more interesting things about the Starlights is how they disguise themselves. They moonlight and daylight as a mega successful idol group known as the Starlights. Obviously, this is not an original name, but anyway. They're able to make a tremendous impact, not only in the pop culture world, but to Sailor Moon and the rest of the inner and outer Guardians. I could go on more about the specifics of the plot, but this is not what we're here for. From the very beginning, Mamoru has been an important fixture in the show. He has the distinction of being a love interest, a savior, and a damsel in distress, all at the same time. He's someone Sailor Moon and the others can rely on for support. He has powers of his own and has helped the Guardians many times. That being said, he has been captured, brainwashed, and used as an adversary by their enemies several times throughout the series. This kind of makes him a huge liability, even if he and Sailor Moon are destined to be together. So how does this all get fucked up? He's sent away on a plane to study abroad, and there's this void left behind in his absence. Sailor Moon spends most of the season writing letters to him, talking about her day-to-day life. He doesn't respond, leaving us and his sweetheart wondering about his existence. Is he alive? Did something happen to him? Is he too busy to write, pick up the phone? Does he not care anymore? Did he find himself some American pum pum juice? This all makes for great TV. We get a chance to see Sailor Moon navigate life somewhat single, and having her personal life shaken causes her to question things. This also allows for us to see her fool around with another love interest. Okay, let me just say this. I really did not want to talk about this character. I really love the character of Mamoru. I love him and Sailor Moon together, and anything that throws a wrench at that is going to make me hate it. All that being said, Seiya is important because they help to fuck up what we come to expect from Sailor Moon. They are truly a complex character that has a more extremist approach to carrying out their mission. More importantly, it gives us a chance to see Sailor Moon entertain someone else romantically. In addition, this pairing gives the writers a chance to explore more adult topics on the show like never before. The sexual tension between Sailor Moon and Seiya feels much more intense than what we've ever seen with the pairing with Mamoru. You can argue this is due to the forbidden nature of the relationship. For most of the season, every time Sailor Moon is around Seiya, there's this guilt. Is she cheating on Mamoru? What would Mamoru think? But she's conflicted. She's a teenage girl, missing her boyfriend, who is being courted by one of the biggest celebrities in Japan. And Seiya doesn't make it any easier. I love Chibi Chibi so much. I really do. She's so cute and a major step above Sailor Moon's daughter, Chibiusa. I'm not going to get too involved with her major role in this story. Her role in the manga is very different than her role in the anime. For the sake of this tasting, I will be focusing on her dynamic with Sailor Moon as it plays out in the anime. So how does she fuck up this show? Well, when Chibi Chibi first comes onto the screen, you cannot help but compare her to Chibiusa. They have similar hair colors and hairstyles. It's only natural. But that's where the similarities end. Even though Chibiusa is Sailor Moon's daughter, to me, they act more like annoying sisters. Chibiusa constantly tries and successfully irritates Sailor Moon, and Sailor Moon always fights the urge to beat her ass. Now, I realize some mother and daughter relationships are very much like this. However, when you look at Sailor Moon's relationship with Chibi Chibi, it seems more like the traditional mother and child dynamic. Chibi Chibi brings out that innate and nurturing side of Sailor Moon. There's this innate need to understand not only what Chibi Chibi means to her, but what her specific needs are. And we get a chance to see Sailor Moon take moments to slow down and make sure she's present and taking time to care for her. Now, does Sailor Moon act like the perfect mother? Hell no. Hell no, she doesn't. Chibi Chibi spends a lot of time popping in and out mysteriously. Who knows what the hell she gets herself into? But with all that being said, Sailor Moon is more maternal than we've ever seen her before. Sailor Moon's family is very absent this season. We don't see her being scolded by her mother for bringing home bad grades, being irritated by her younger brother, or harassing her dad. Now, for some time, her immediate family has been slowly disappearing anyway. Some may consider this lazy writing. I think this is done intentionally, specifically in the Star season. Phasing out her family puts more emphasis on her relationship with Chibi Chibi. And it also gives Sailor Moon more maturity and independence. We see her as less of a child living at home and more of an independent young woman. This by far stands out as one of the major changes this season. Sailor Guardians represent heroism in its purest form. They're the ones who right wrongs and triumph over evil. There has never been a question as to what they stand for. Now, in the past, we've seen Sailor Guardians take a different approach to saving the day. In Season 3, we're introduced to Outer Guardians Neptune and Uranus, who have a more extremist approach to accomplishing their mission. They even antagonize the Inner Guardians and initially dismiss them. But their end goal is the same: protect Earth and the solar system from those that wish to bring harm to it. However, in Sailor Stars, this gets fucked up in a good way. In this season, Sailor Galaxia is introduced as the big boss, or the big bitch, whatever you want to call her. Immediately, we learn she's not one to be played with. She has other Sailor Guardians doing her bidding, and will not hesitate to destroy and replace anyone who fails to help her accomplish her ultimate goal for control and dominance. But what does this all mean? For one, having Sailor Guardians as adversaries is weird, confusing, and basically fucks up everything we've come to know and expect from the series. Having Guardians pitted against other Sailor Guardians raises the stakes and makes us wonder who can be trusted, blurring the lines between hero and villain. The closing season of this 90s anime is spectacular. Some may find it polarizing because of the major changes to the Sailor Moon formula, the absence of Mamoru, the addition of Seiya as a love interest, the cuteness of Chibi Chibi, sending Chibiusa away, isolating Sailor Moon from her family, and having Sailor Guardians as enemies breathes a new life into a show that had 4 successful years of building a solid and dedicated fan base. I've heard many people consider this season to be the most mature. This makes so much sense to me, and I agree with this 110%. Maturity often comes with change, and growing up requires us to navigate changes no matter how uncomfortable they may be. I'm so glad I watched this season, and I was able to be moved by it the way I was. It was 20 plus years in the making, and well worth the wait. Thank you so much for taking a moment to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed taking this tiny bite out of Sailor Moon with me. If there's anything you think I missed about the season of Sailor Moon, please let me know in the comment section. Please comment anything you liked about this video, anything you hated, anything you disagreed with. And if you want to see more, please like and subscribe. I plan on taking more bites out of other pieces of art. So come bite with me.